Welcome to the Cold One with the Boys podcast, where we bring you new content creators every week. We are your hosts, Asan and Nathan.
Hello. Every time you say every week, like I always want to butt in and at the end and be like every week. Just, throw in that little piece right there. I'm always tempted to do it. You're like every week. I want to be like every week.
All right. Well, we can do it next week.
We'll figure it out, dude.
Yeah, that's cool. I mean, I'm down. Anyway, this is episode 52, titled The True Variety Streamer, with the very entertaining Kyente and his lovely fiance, Bunheadwhat.
Bunheadwhat.
Bunheadwhat?
Bunheadwhat?
Bunheadwhat? Kyente is a hilarious partner streamer on Twitch, and Bun is the community manager for Dauntless. And she also has a psych degree that she used on us.
It was terrible.
At the end of the episode, she concluded that we were both idiots.
Yep.
So
very much so.
Anyway, we talk about the variety in Kyante's streams, his insane subathon in December, and musical theater, which apparently Nathan thinks has something to do with mimes.
Hey, listen to the episode. Laugh all you want right now, dude.
Yeah, I'm laughing, dude. Oh, people have never heard you laugh like that. I don't think.
I don't know.
He does that all the time.
I do it all
life,
the time. That's how I make fun of people.
Anyway, we had a ton of fun, guys. And I think you'll really enjoy this one. So let's sit back, relax, and open a cold one.
Yeah. I just wanna crack that door with that boys, yeah. No more baby mamas, no more kids to watch, cause I got babysitters. Now it's time for licking, come on, give it to me, cause it's my escape. Now it's time to annihilate, let my troubles all die away. I'm on a diet, Please do not try this, cause do not invite it. I'm dripping in go call the Midas. This night I was excited, it got me reignited. I've been waiting so long I can't fight it, but now I'm Mike Tyson inside, I'm on fire. It ain't nothing like a true bro. Brotherhood worth more than a huge blow. With two hoes, two bags with a new clothes.
So I was actually creeping on your guys' social media because that's what I do.
As you do.
Yeah, as I do. And I found something that's gonna freak Nathan out.
Uh-oh.
It's my nudes, isn't it?
Thought you had to be a premium Snapchat subscriber for that.
You'd be surprised. I give discount Snapchat nudes away all the time. Here we go.
This is what I'm talking about. That's quality content for free almost. That's what I'm talking about.
Oh my god.
Real content creation comes from purely free.
Exactly.
And on Chatterbait.
Chatterbait's a scam, dude.
Oh my god.
Okay, wait. You're telling me, man. I'm making so much money on Chatterbait.
But yeah, the thing that I found was actually on Bun's social media.
And, shit.
It's that you have a psych degree.
I do.
No.
That always freaks Nathan out because now he's gonna feel like you're just doing a psych.
You're trying
check
to like
on him
pry into my brain right now. You've already begun psychoanalyzing me. Anytime I run into somebody with a psychology degree, I just like my hands start getting clammy. I start like coming out. It's weird. I don't get it.
I have that effect on men.
So tell me, how does that make you feel?
Yeah, how does that make you feel, Nathan?
Nathan, want to know something about having a degree in psych?
Not really.
I can see your future.
Oh my God. You better put on some sunglasses because it's pretty bright.
It's that kind of psych degree. It's a psychic degree.
No, but for real, I do have my degree in psychology. I graduated in 2016. Yeah.
Very nice.
Yeah. Yeah, I was just looking at that and I was like, oh, it's going to freak Nathan out. So now you have that to look forward to the rest of the episode, Nathan.
Don't judge me, by the way, because we talk about some really weird stuff. I mean, we were like 30 seconds in talking about Chatterbait, so don't hold me to anything.
Yeah, I can't judge. I'm pretty weird.
We are the last people who are allowed to judge anyone on weirdness.
Yeah. For real.
I've seen the pictures on social media when you guys did your little makeup thing. I think Kyente did Bun's makeup. It was glorious, by the way. I really
and I have
it.
also done his. He is a pretty man. Like,
yeah, I look
damn.
really good in makeup.
You do.
Yeah, I don't know why after I do your makeup, you always look a little worse. I always end up looking better in your when you put makeup on me, but you end up looking worse when I put makeup on you.
It's so true. It's because you like to accentuate the eyebrows.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I also put lipstick on your eyebrows. So
You did do that.
Oh my god. You know what you have to do to get better? You just have to watch makeup tutorials on YouTube for hours on end before you go to bed. Because that's what my wife does, and it seems to work. So,
Oh,
interesting.
Yeah, my girlfriend does the exact
I've
same
seen
thing.
enough. I've seen enough people on YouTube to know that I doubt that they're even remotely decent at makeup. I mean, fun little fact. Bun has actually went to school for makeup art as well, like for special effects and things.
you did.
And the amount of times she looks at these videos and goes, "They're so bad at this, and I can do it so much better."
Yeah. Oh yeah. I actually in 2011 I got my diploma in special effects, makeup art, and prosthetics.
Oh wow.
For stage, and then I started going to university the next year for my psych degree.
Well,
yeah,
yeah,
I'm a woman of many talents. I'm very impressive.
Hell yeah, that's awesome though. Like, is that so? I know Kyente on his channel and just over time of talking, that you're an actor. I don't know if you want to pursue an acting career, but that plus like Bun's ability to do like, makeup and effects on the face and things like that. Like, is that something you guys can team up and do?
We just did.
There you go.
Oh my god!
Yeah,
break the seal.
We have
dude.
a friend of ours. We have a friend of ours who's a streamer as well. But he does. He also does like he works on movies and stuff.
Nice.
And when we moved to BC, he lives here, and he's like, "Oh, I want to get into like making films again." And I was like, "Sweet, I want to get back into acting." And then Bun was just like, "I want to do makeup again," and so all of us kind of came together and built and did a little short film that he's currently just finished its rough edit, and it was so sick.
Yeah,
Hell
his
yeah.
name's Camcorder Kid.
Yeah.
If anyone listening is interested, we're gonna post the video as soon as it's done editing. We saw the rough cut, and oh man,
and he was editing it on stream too.
So is it like a short film, or is it like, how long is this?
Yeah, it's a short film. It's a short kind of horror film, and it's about I think the rough cut was about 7, but he re-edited it after he made the rough cut because his buddy tore it to pieces, and then, but he was like, it's okay. He's happy that he had honest feedback and stuff, because now he has. He said he has a much better flowing one. I don't know how much long that one is though. We'll have to find out.
Yeah,
he's probably going to be finished that one soon. They'll send it to us. So you'll probably see him tonight, so he'll probably tell us how long it is.
If my psych degree freaks you out, wait till you see Kyente writhing on the floor.
I don't watch horror movies either. That's another thing.
I love horror movies, so I'm so watching this.
Yeah, I'm so I'm terrified of it, because I used to do a lot of acting, and that was what I was pursuing prior to being a streamer.
Mm-hmm.
And then when I started streaming, I literally stopped acting completely. Like I never did anything because I put all my effort into streaming. So this is my first thing I've done back into the world of acting that isn't just like over the top goofy commercials that I've made for my own channel. So it's weird, because like I feel when I watch myself, I see the rust that's like on me, but at the same time I'm happy that I managed to actually get through that one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's awesome though. Is that something you ever plan to kind of go back to, like full time? Or I mean, at this point you're doing very well streaming, so like,
yeah. No, I mean, yeah, I'd like to go back to acting. Acting's always been like a passion of mine, and something that I've always been interested in kind of pursuing my entire life. And I mean, streaming was really just a medium for me to entertain and perform. So, which is why I think my streams are a little wacky, where I'll start playing instruments or I'll start dancing, just because that's who I've always wanted to do. And so the difference was that getting rejected by after a billion auditions, and I can go on stream and have an audience that's wanting to watch me. even if it is a character or not. It kind of works out really well. Like but I still would go back to acting in a second. Like, I mean, I still am. I'm still pursuing it, just kind of as a little hobby
on the side.
Yeah.
Kyente and I actually met in musical theater. If you guys didn't know that, we met in musical theater in high school, and yeah,
that's awesome. So, like, was it like a play or
stage?
Or
yeah, we were in the musical called Nonsense, and it is about nuns.
Sounds like a mime.
What?
Like a mime play.
What?
Whenever I hear musical
garbage thing ever.
Whenever I hear musical theater, my mind instantly thinks of mimes, like the little people that pretend like they're inside boxes. That's a mime, right?
Yeah, that's the opposite of what a musical theater is.
Musical theater
I don't know why.
That's musical theater is like the loudest form of performing art, and miming is the quietest version.
Yeah. Oh my god.
Don't mind Nathan. He's ignorant to the arts.
I dropped out of band in like 8th grade, so that's as far as my arts passion goes.
What did you play in band when you were in it?
Saxophone.
I play saxophone.
Yeah, I'm actually the one that talked us into playing saxophone too.
I played saxophone for like 7 years.
Which saxophone?
I played alto and Barry.
Okay.
So
alto is my jazzercise.
I mean,
it's my favorite one. But I also play tenor.
Yeah, tenor's good too. But
I wasn't cool enough to play the bigger ones, so they're like, here, you get to play the small one. Well, I guess you have soprano, right?
Yeah.
But that's a clarinet, so I don't count that.
Yeah, it's just a golden clarinet.
Exactly.
Don't kid yourself. You're garbage.
Yeah, sopranos, get fucked. You're in the wrong section.
Yep.
It's like, I can call myself a saxophone, but I'm not good enough to play saxophone. Congratulations.
Jeff, you spray painted your clarinet gold. Get the fuck out.
Yeah.
That's awesome though. So like I haven't been in a play since like 5th grade, so I played like Leopold Mozart or something. I don't remember what it was, but that's really cool.
I've never been in a play, so
Oh, you should. It's super terrifying.
Yeah, I have severe stage fright. Like I'd probably have a heart attack or pass out or something. I don't know what it is. Like talking to people over the internet, over the radio is one thing, but like if I were to meet you guys in real life, I'd be like, hello, my name's Nathan. It's terrible. It's not a good thing.
No,
you don't want to see me on stage.
I get it. Actually, funny enough, our entire school that we went to was very much like heavy into performing arts or in the arts in general. So like most of the people there were there for the arts departments, you know, whether it was fine arts, dance, singing, or theater. And so but you still have the people who would be terrified or doing it to challenge their fear of stage, or talking or public speaking. And it was actually kind of impressive. Like they still put them in, which I was shocked by, but I mean, it wasn't a good performance, but there was a performance and they did fight their fear. So
the weird thing is like, I'm totally like stage fright, bad. I feel like I'm bad at talking in front of people at my company when I have to give presentations. At previous places I've worked when I have to give presentations, I'm so nervous. But then I always get told that no one noticed. Like it's always like, oh no, you look so good. It was so confident. I'm like, what? I was like, I'm so wet with like sweat on my hands and my elbows and my everywhere is sweaty. Why?
Yeah, I've never heard that before. They're always like, dude, you look like you were about to like shake and like fall down.
You look like you're about to shit your pants, dude.
Yeah.
The fact that you didn't puke is impressive to us, really. Oh man. Yeah, no,
Yep.
I actually am bad for I have trouble IRL streaming. I love doing it, but that's the only place that I'm scared. I can go on stage and with or without a script and just do whatever. I can perform. But the second I'm outside streaming, I can't. I struggle with like kind of being my normal goofy self. And I purely blame that on the garbage YouTubers and streamers out there who have ruined it for the rest of us.
Yeah, that's true. People see you see you coming and you feel like they're judging you.
They're judging me because they've watched someone who's who's like a garbage, toxic IRL streamer or YouTuber or vlogger and go, oh God, it's one of them. And I'm like, no, I'm a nice person. I pay taxes and I don't punch babies.
Yeah. And I don't know, like, I mean, it's unknown too. You know, you could be walking down, like I was actually there when you guys did your outdoor recently. Your little outdoor.
Yeah, we went
walk.
to Stanley Park.
Yeah.
And like you don't know what people are going to do, because if there is some guy that's like, oh, look at this fucking guy right here with his, I don't know if he had a selfie stick, but like, look at this guy right here, and then he just tries to photo bomb it in the background or something, you know. It's unexpected.
Totally. And you never know what's going to happen. You don't know what people will say. I mean, some people are a lot less kind of politically correct, and or rather just some people are just super racist and find it funny. So it's like one of those things where you actually I do get worried. Like, I've had people photobomb in the background and I'll get them to join in and I'll hang out with them. But like, you never know what they're going to say. You can't predict what someone's going to come out of their mouth. They're complete strangers. So I have had those worries, but so far it's been good. But I don't know. You never really know.
Can you get in trouble from Twitch for if you're good Lord, I can't even talk, IRL streaming and somebody just jumps in and starts using, profanity, like racist language? You can't get in trouble for that, can you?
Yeah, it's your channel and it's actually your control. You can even get banned for your channel. If you raid someone and they start being racist in someone else's channel, they can report you because it's your channel, and what people say and do in your channel is this direct is like what's the word?
Direct reflection of your community.
Yeah, of the streamer itself. So even if it's on my channel, even if someone else says it, if someone it's the same as like if someone whips their dick out, even if it's not my dick, I would get banned for it. Same thing.
Man, you better do it at the same time. You know what I'm saying? If you're going down for it, might as well be you.
Oh, for sure. Yeah. If it's like, okay, I don't want to be a streamer anymore. I'm going to do everything bad for like 4 seconds to get that sweet, sweet content.
Like, oh my God.
Take it to YouTube, dude. You'll be all right.
Oh yeah, no. I feel like that's the key. It's like you want to get a career as an IRL streamer. Go and like do the most profane and gross stuff on Twitch. Get permabanned. Post about it on Twitter. And then go saying I'm going to YouTube, and then
I think that's been some people's legitimate strategy.
Yeah,
100%.
There's like an entire group of people who are literally did that exact thing and are now like 5,000 viewer streamers.
That's wild.
But I mean, if they're gonna whip their dick out, they're probably on ChatterBait.
Right? Exactly.
Full circle.
Full circle.
Look, there's people like them who pretend like they're not on ChatterBait, and then there's people like me who actively talk about their ChatterBait lifestyle. Okay, true story, just to make this very clear for everyone. Okay. I'm not on ChatterBait, but a viewer did make a ChatterBait account for me and gave me the account password, so I technically do have a ChatterBait account.
Yeah, also that viewer has an account on Twitch that is now their main account, that is just follow me on ChatterBait, and with I think underscores between it.
Yeah. Oh no. It's good people.
Good people. Quality content right there.
Truly is.
Freaking top shelf.
The golden age of content.
Oh my God. But yeah, when we do IRL streams, I have no filter. Like, I just am whatever me. I'm me. I'm my goofy self wherever I am. Sometimes that's not great. But when it comes to IRL streaming, I'm like, let's be goofy. Let's do this dumb thing. And Kyente comes along for the ride a little bit with me. I pull him into my, what would I call it? My goof lair.
Yeah, sure. That's like the creepiest way of saying it, but I like it.
My goof lair.
Oh my God, the evil laugh.
No, actually, I was watching you stream today, and you were talking about how like cursing on stream, like all the big streamers don't do it.
Yeah.
And
that's not true.
Well, we were talking about we brought up Ninja, and people were talking about Ninja and his success, and how a guy makes $10 million or whatever. And we were talking about like how no one deserves to earn $10 million, but he gets it.
Right.
And that's great. And like one of the things he had to give up really for the most part was swearing, because it worked really well. It's like a Minecraft streamer who goes full family friendly. That's just a good idea.
Right.
It's a smart idea. Same with Fortnite. It's like if kids play that game, if you don't swear, you will have more children being able to watch you. And I mean, parents like to give their kids access to their credit cards, apparently. So it kind of works out.
And you're advertiser friendly.
And advertiser friendly. More people want to work with you. Yeah. Instead, I'm going to still sing about masturbating and joking about taking my clothes off all the time.
Maybe you'll get sponsored by Pornhub.
I can't.
Why?
It's against the rules.
Is
What?
it really?
Yeah.
That's why nobody's
Can't be
done it
sponsored.
yet.
Well, hold
Right.
on.
Oh, sure. You know, there'd be so many Pornhub sponsorships.
Well, hold on. Can't you do like a side spot? Like, be like, yeah, I can talk about it randomly on stream, and will that work? Like, you don't have to put it in your channels, panels, or anything.
It'd be like a line that you'd have to see how far you could take it
Yeah.
before Twitch realizes.
I'm doing
I
it.
feel like at my size, I could easily get away with it. But if I was like, I think if you had like 1,000 viewers, it would be one of those things where Twitch would know. They'd
Yeah.
know for sure.
Yeah.
Moderators seem to drop into channels all the time, like at Twitch mods. I see them in random people's chat all the time. I'm like, I want, do these people actually know them, or are they just stopping by to check out the stream and make sure there's no shenanigans going on?
Or if
A
they've
lot
been
of the
reported.
times, yeah, I think a lot of the times when it comes to like Twitch staff showing up in channels, it's honestly their own like they're doing it out of their own volition. They just want to go and find a good stream.
Right.
I've actually met one of my good friends is a Twitch staff member who literally I met through a raid, and he came by again, and then I'm actually seeing him this weekend at PAX South. It's
go.
great. I'm super excited to hang out. It's awesome.
Yeah, isn't that cool how you can make that connection through
Mhm.
like a random raid 3 years ago, and now he's like one of our best friends.
Yeah.
That's insane.
We like hang out in person every couple months. Not even just at cons, like we stayed at his house. Like
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, it's a really weird experience, but no, I think in terms of like staff members showing up, a lot of the times they're just there to watch stuff. Most
Right.
of them aren't on a moderation team. Most of them are actually just Twitch staff. Like, because I mean, there's people in like the finance department. They still have Twitch staff badges on their
Yeah, you're right.
accounts. So it's like if they're like, I just want to watch a stream, why not?
Yeah.
weighing in a little bit, not the same, but like similar. I work for a game developer company, and so I'll go on Twitch and I'll watch people streaming our game, and I usually eventually at least say like, hey, I'm a community manager, or I'm the community manager for Dauntless.
And they're like, oh shit.
Yeah, and then they're like, oh no, am I in trouble? Or like, oh whatever. I'm like, no man, like I just want to watch your shit be cool.
I just want to watch you play Dauntless.
Yeah, I just want to watch you.
That's so weird when you say it like that.
Shut up, I want to watch. Keep doing it.
Oh my god.
I have accidentally angered staff members in my channel before.
Uh-oh,
Have
I want
you?
to hear this.
Yeah, it was just happened that like I think Twitch was borking that day, and I was just like, or like they announced something, and I just ripped into it, and I was just so, I don't know why I was so aggressive about it, and how I was just like,
You didn't take your morning poop. I get it.
right, like apparently, and it was just, I was so willing to like die on that stand to fight for this weird, I don't even remember it, but I do remember the staff member being like, I'm so sorry, but like as a like kind of like sorry to piss you off, and I was like, no, it's not you, but you should fix it, even though I know you don't work in that department.
Oh man, you had one of those moments where it's like you doubled down instead of being like,
Oh, I did. No, the entire chat did. I got everyone to be like, please fix, but like with hugs and stuff to make it more like cute.
oh my God.
I can't. I'm gonna double down. I've never not doubled down.
That's
on
the
things.
worst.
Yeah.
Fight for it even harder.
Oh
But
my god.
no, going to a point earlier, like Kyente is like one of the only true variety streamers, I think. And the reason I say that is not only do you have a variety of games that you play, but as you said earlier, you have, you do these outside streams, you're doing like like dancing, you're doing playing instruments. Like it's true variety where it's not just, you know, you're not on a Twitch platform playing different games. And like one of my favorite things you guys have done recently is that like you had like a date night stream.
Oh, the date night stream, yeah, that's funny.
Yeah.
You guys were like dressed up eating on stream and
by
I was like,
candlelight.
yeah, it was like the
Yeah.
best thing ever. I was like, this is so romantic.
Yeah.
Some people were creeped out by it. Thank
Yeah,
you.
let them be.
Yeah. It was no.
Those I don't know what I was slurping. Don't look at me.
Literally, I was like, we were eating pizza. There was no slurping involved.
No, it was me. Shut it down.
Best part is this is recorded. You're not deleting this after.
It's going live.
It's going live.
Yeah. No, I think like I appreciate that. Like I've actually have mentioned that I do believe that out of a lot of people, I do believe that I'm a true variety caster. Where a lot of people talk about variety as in gaming, I don't stand by. And if I was talking about this today, how I was like, I kind of got bored of video games and just want to go do random stuff because that's more fun to me.
Right.
And I dislike, and I it sucks because like everyone talks about being variety caster, and I'm like, great, you've played 2 different genres of video games. Congratulations. Like, go make music or go cook or go outside. I don't know. I've built board games. I've created characters.
Maybe that's what your new branding should be, or like what you should gear towards.
My brand. I don't know what I'm doing ever.
Yeah, but also like that could be the tagline.
So
then,
random, you don't know what's happening.
Yeah, it's like true variety, and then like in brackets, I don't know what I'm doing ever.
It's like variety streamer on crack.
Yeah,
yes,
there you go.
On crack.
Advertiser friendly, obviously.
I mean, do you smoke it or what? Because there's a few different ways.
Almost exclusively, really. Like, I feel like you should if you're gonna have that as your brand. If crack is your brand.
Yeah.
Oh no.
I was gonna go down a bad rabbit hole, but I won't go that way.
But no, that's one of my favorite things going into streams, and this is a personal opinion of mine,
which doesn't matter. But go ahead.
Yeah. Well, you know, fuck you, Nathan. No, one of my favorite things going into a stream is that kind of personal time, that personal touch of just chatting or something off of gaming. Because oftentimes I'll like a streamer, but then they'll get into a game that's very hard to focus on chat or very hard to interact with chat. And they end up getting way too into the game. Like if they're playing like Black Ops 4 or something, it's like there's no way you're going to be good at the game and focus on chat. And that's why like your stream with all the different things you do, you always make room for chat, and there's a lot of time for chat.
It's a tough like kind of balance, because you'll see that I don't know, we've had extensive talks about this where channels who do a lot of talking to their chat generally aren't going to they're not going to have 10,000 viewers, because people are there for gaming. Twitch has been very much gaming for the past few years, and they're only opening up to new things recently. So when I see it, I like chat. I like chat interaction. I like doing stupid stuff that, chat can be a part of. Whereas, and we like to do stuff like, you spend more, like Bun spends tons of time doing just chatting when she streams on the channel when we're doing like events, because you're not, you play video games, but you'll also just do just chatting because it's fun. You like talking to people. And so you're right when when you say like, there's no, you watch people play, I'll say even Fortnite, you watch people play Black Ops or anything, and you'll see they won't say anything for the entire game. And if they're someone who like plays and they're really good, they won't talk for an entire game, which is like a half hour. But which is wild to me, because I'm like, I couldn't imagine not speaking. I've watched people who've literally not spoken for a half hour just to see, because I'm like, oh, I want to know what they do differently. And it's like, oh no, you just play the video game. I don't understand how this is at all successful, but it is. But it's just not what I would want for my channel, I guess. Like, or for like our channel, I stick to something I'm good at, which is talking to people. Where I don't think a lot of people who game aren't that great at talking to people.
You do words good.
I do words decent.
I don't do words good at all. I'm terrible at it.
No, you
I
don't.
can't
No, but
write,
people really like talking to you. You're funny and you do a good job of multitasking, making people feel like they're involved while you're still in charge of the stream, while being entertaining and being decent at games, etc. I am not a streamer, so whenever I stream, I don't stream on my own channel. If and when I stream, it's on Kyente's channel during subathons or guesting. But especially during long event streams, when he goes to sleep, that's the only time that I'm streaming by myself, and I struggle to pay attention to chat if I'm playing a game.
Mm-hmm.
And also, I get really like stage fright, even though I'm on a computer, like streaming over the internet. So I know I've tried to play like CSGO or whatever, and it's like, man, I either stop talking and forget the camera's on and then I'm okay, but I'm not entertaining, or I like remember chats there and I'm trying to focus on them and then I die all the time and then that's also not entertaining. So I tend to sit in just chatting and focus. Anyway, you're really good at multitasking.
Yeah, I think it's hard. I think it's difficult. I mean, even multitasking on a game and chatting is tough. And I mean, generally you'll have like 4 or 5 conversations with different people going at once. So it is really tough. Like if you can focus it all on the game, it's great. But like, yeah, I don't know. I have no desire to do that. I there is a whole thing about discussion of like, you know, being really good at games is one side of being a streamer. If you're really good at games, you can make a career as a streamer. If you're really, funny, you can make a career as a streamer. And if you're, I don't know, if you're
community oriented,
yeah, you can make, a streamer. And if you have 2 of those, you can do really well. It's just very difficult too. Like, I think that's the thing. You have to give up something like because I started streaming to be a professional CSGO player. That was what I started as. And I went all out. I had a practice. I did team practices. We did games. We did decent in a league. Like, we weren't the worst. We weren't the best. But like, I realized as I grew while doing those games, I really enjoyed being more fun and having a good time than I did playing well. And so over time, I've literally given up trying to be good at video games because that requires time and effort. And instead, I put all of that into my channel and being, my creativity versus my
being funny and growing the community.
Yeah, versus being good at a game.
Yeah.
I feel, I mean, CSGO is definitely one of those games. Well, I don't know. You have the end of the rounds where you get to chit chat a little bit, but CSGO is one of those games where you can't really interact with community during a round because you're having to listen and pay attention to everything else that's going on and communicate with team members. But
definitely,
I don't know.
No, definitely. And I mean, it's tough. I kind of stopped playing it altogether, but it definitely was one of those ones where it's like, oh yeah, between rounds and that's it.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I mean, I mean, strategically, I'm guessing you also tend to pick games that allow you to be more free with chat, like what you were playing today, like Elite Dangerous or the what was the one you were? Yes, that was the one. Hurt World. I can never remember the name of that.
It's okay. It's a nobody game.
But those are both games, you can sit there and play them casually and interact with chat, and it just works. So
yeah, I mean, Hurt World and Rust are basically very similar games. It's a survival game. The difference is that in Hurt World, no one's just on mic spamming the most horrendous stuff in your entire life. Like, no one's spamming the most horrendous shit, and that's the difference between Hurt World and Rust.
Okay, the weird thing about Hurt World is that so they just came out with version 2. Right. And in version 1, I played it even when it was out, like back in 2015 or whenever that was. And basically the only thing I remember about it, other than it being survival, is that the oranges were named orangs or something. Like it was orange spelt wrong. That's the only thing I remember. Yeah. And I don't know why I held on to that. And then today, in chat when you were playing it, multiple people came into chat being like, is this the game with the weird named oranges? And I was like, oh my god.
Yeah, I don't know who has a trademark on oranges because I don't think that's happened, but for some reason they didn't want it to be called oranges.
Yeah, well, it worked.
Yeah.
That's all we remember.
That's all anyone remembers.
You need to live in that fantasy world. It's no longer an orange; it's a ring.
Yeah.
I guess that must be the case. I mean, if they had oranges, people would think, "Oh, it's too realistic. There's a Yeti and oranges. How is this possible?" Like,
Hey, Yetis are real. Bigfoot exists.
Yetis,
okay?
yeah. Oh god.
Yeah.
I'm a Bigfooter. Not really, but
Yeah, you are Bigfoot, dude.
oh, okay.
I would love if Bigfoot was real. That'd be like the coolest thing in the world to just all of a sudden. That'd be game changing, really. Like that'd change my
Like,
entire
if they
life.
actually found one.
Oh,
Well-
yeah, like that would change my world.
Yeah,
Are you
I
saying
mean,
they
definitely,
did find one?
No, I don't think they found one
Okay.
yet.
I was like, are you about to change Keontae's
No.
world?
I think what they're
Fuck?
thinking it is like the ancient Gigantopithecus, which is like giant ape, but I don't think it
How do you
exists.
even know what that word is? Say it
Dude.
one more time.
Gigantopithecus.
Holy
All right,
cow!
nerd.
Yeah, what
I
the
just
F?
I just played Ark. That's it.
Oh, there it is. Yeah, never mind. Never
Yeah,
mind.
never mind.
I mean, I
Different kind
played
of
Ark.
nerd.
A different kind of nerd. Yeah.
I haven't tried Water Ark yet, or as everyone knows,
yeah.
Atlas.
Atlas. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
water.
I've heard
Water
bad
Ark.
things at the beginning, and now I'm hearing better things for RP terms.
Ooh.
Yeah, actually, I've heard it's not bad. There's a lot. It's just a huge world. There's a lot to explore, and the sailing seems pretty dope. But other than that, the survival aspect is pretty much Ark.
Which is, it's not bad. Ark has a pretty good survival fitting. I just don't know what you do without the dinosaurs. Like, that's what I haven't
I mean,
figured
you
out
can
yet.
tame other stuff. It's just not dinosaurs.
Yeah, now instead of dinosaurs, it's just giraffes and other animals that are just reskinned
Yeah, pretty much.
non-dinosaurs, which is really fun.
And then you can tame other pirates.
Oh,
On
hey, here we
Chatterbait.
go.
I'd ride a
On
pirate.
Chatterbait.
Ride
I
a
would
pirate
ride
on
a pirate.
Yeah, you would.
Oh man.
But I heard you're heading down to PAX South, which is in Texas here soon. So you're probably going to run into some squatchers. So you'll know
Some
when
what?
you see them. Yeah, they're
What's a
called
squatcher?
squatchers, aren't they?
what?
Is it a Sasquatch?
Yeah. Well, people that look for Sasquatch, like Bigfoot, I'm pretty
Mhm.
sure they call them squatchers
I'm
down here.
pretty sure you just made that term.
I don't
Them
think so,
insane
dude.
people.
They're squatching the myth.
They're
They're going to
squatching
prove
it.
it's true.
But you'll know when you see them because on the back window of their car, they have like a yellow picture of Sasquatch. And it's like
No.
in their window, like the back window. That's how you know if they're
Is
Sasquatch
Texas
believer.
Sasquatch land?
It's
why
everywhere
are
is
they looking for
Sasquatch
it
land
then?
here.
Yeah.
So,
I
like,
don't
it doesn't
know.
have to be mountains. It can be Texas. Well, I guess Texas has
I feel
some
like it's the
mountains.
heat messing with their minds.
yeah.
Like, it's just always hot, so their minds go, and then they're like, "I guess I believe in Sasquatch now."
Wow.
Yeah.
So wait, you are both in Texas?
No, we live in Oklahoma, which is just north, but
Yep.
Ooh.
I've been to
Uh,
Texas.
Oklahoma is. I mean, there's no disrespect here, but Oklahoma is the only state I forget exists.
Oh,
We live
and
in teepees.
It's the one named after a musical. Nathan should know
No,
about
but
it.
Oklahoma. Okay.
Yeah, don't sing that, please.
It is literally the only one. Okay, because I've done Sporkle quizzes. Do you guys know what Sporkle is?
No idea.
No.
Okay, so Sporkle is like a website that just has like a ton of quizzes on it. And it is like one of my favorite things to do. And there's one of the biggest, like one of the most done quizzes is like, can you name all
All
is it
the
50?
states.
Is it 50
Mhm.
states?
50 states.
Yeah, all 50 states. And of course, as Canadians, it's super fun to watch us fail at this. And I've gotten so close every time
always
to like
get, like-
49 or 48,
Yeah.
and one of them is always Oklahoma. And I don't understand why it is so
It's
forgettable.
like Oklahoma and Vermont. It's like, damn it.
I-
Why am I
Rhode
forgetting these
Island.
things?
Rhode Island
Oh,
is the one I forget.
I always
that's a
remember Rhode
state.
Island because in Miss Congeniality, Miss Rhode Island was
Oh,
the
there you go.
cutest.
There you go.
Yeah, no, I remember Rhode Island. I always forget Delaware because no one lives in Delaware. Like,
It's true.
I don't know
Yeah.
anyone
You know why I don't
from
forget?
Delaware.
I don't forget because I always forget that that's not Denmark, and then I go, no, it's Delaware. That's literally it. I just mistake the state and the country. of different names.
Damn it, Kyente, don't admit these things.
It's fine.
I mean, Oklahoma's easy to forget because there's not a lot here. We don't have any we have a basketball team now, but that's it. Like, for the longest time, we were like one of the few states that didn't have any pro teams. We weren't famous for anything. Like, the Oklahoma Land Run is like one of the biggest things that ever come out of the state, and that was just because they were finding the state. Like, I don't...
Yeah.
We have an okay college football team, but that's about it.
It's kind of funny that you say that you never remember Oklahoma, because I always remember Oklahoma because it's in the song Route 66, and they say Oklahoma City looking mighty pretty. And
God,
Yep,
your
that's
music
true.
I never forget.
I've listened to one song this past year, and that's it. That's my music knowledge. I don't listen to music at all. I literally, the only time I listen to music is for working out, and it's usually one rapper named Watsky because I love him so much, and that is it. Or it's musicals, or I'm listening to show tunes.
I listen to a lot.
Get
of
my
music.
pump on.
I used to listen to a lot of music, but I don't do it anymore. Like,
I really don't.
yeah, I don't know why.
There's no headphone jacks in our phones.
That's
Oh my
probably
gosh.
what it is. Well, I have Android still. I haven't gone full nerd and gone
No.
Apple.
I refuse. I will not get a phone without a headphone jack.
It's so stupid.
It's what's better is I bought wireless headphones, and I still am not going to buy a phone without a headphone jack.
Yeah, just
Like,
in case.
just for pure convenience. If the battery runs out, I will always have a
Well, I like
ability
using
to
the
listen to music.
auxiliary cable in the
Exactly.
car.
Yeah.
How would we do it?
Buy a better car.
Well, they're
The
Apparently.
easiest answer, instead of a $4 headphone jack, just buy a brand new car that has Bluetooth, I guess.
they have Bluetooth aux things, so it plugs
Oh,
into
they
the
do?
aux and it has a Bluetooth
Oh.
dongle on it. That's actually what I
Yo.
have.
That
in
actually
my
might be way better than the cord. 'cause
Oh,
that way
it's so
passengers
much
in the back-
better.
That's really cool. Also, I'm really impressed with you that you used the word dongle and you didn't laugh.
Oh.
Yeah, it's not a thing that happens in this household. All right? We are children in adult bodies.
Well, I work in aerospace, and we have multiple dongles for major customers for us to get our information from. So it is kind of weird. What broke me of the
Yeah, you
habit
do.
is the president of my company says it all the time. And so the first couple times I heard him say it, it made me snicker in like a
She's
meeting.
laughing silently as you talk about it.
Oh my
it
god,
was
imagine
funny.
a man in a suit.
Hey.
He carries a briefcase. He's like, here's a dongle.
Stop talking about your president's dongle, all right?
But yeah, that's where that comes from. But I get it. It's funny.
Oh,
Very good.
This is our life.
It's got to be a pretty good one.
Oh
It's
man,
wild
so
to me that you guys don't listen to music. Like, I
Well-
also like there's so many like pop culture references and like music knowledge and stuff that I get, or like I'll make a reference and people just look at me like, what?
Yeah,
How
but
do you
like
not?
it's changed. I think like back in the day, music was a lot more was used, and now there's content everywhere. No one needs to listen to music anymore. I would much rather watch a Netflix show than listen to music while I work out. And
Well,
like when I'm running, I will put on Netflix on my phone and put it in my
Exactly.
pocket, and that's it. Because it's
And
just
I'm-
it's that much easier. Or I'll listen to podcasts.
yeah, I'm like the nerd. Yeah, the nerd equivalent. I listen to podcasts and audiobooks.
I listen to an
I'm-
off-book musical improv podcast for no reason other than the fact that it usually is a train wreck,
Yeah.
which is my favorite type of anything.
I don't know.
That's
I
why
feel,
you're with me.
That's why I'm with you. That's why my content is the way it is, and nothing can ever be completed. It's
Amazing.
all a train wreck.
I feel like music has also just gotten worse in every genre in the last 5 to 10 years too. Well, another reason why I stopped listening to music, most of my close friends make fun of me for the music I listen to, so I just stopped listening to it, honestly.
Wow, just
Oh,
blame it on
that's so
me, dude.
sad.
Yeah, it's a sin's fault, so run
What
the guilt
kind
trip
of
on him.
music did you listen to?
Okay, so I live in Oklahoma, of course. So I listened to country music growing up for a long time, and I went through the whole country phase of my life until like I had graduated, and even after I had graduated high school, I was still kind of into it until I got into bodybuilding, and that's what broke that. But other than that, like I listened to some rock and roll, but I love like funk and disco music. and like none of my friends like it. So,
dude, what are you talking about? I love that kind of shit. I just don't like it as much as you. You're just like obsessed about it.
Funky slitty titty.
No,
it's so good.
True. It's really good. I can't talk. There is one genre of music that I will listen to always, and that is ska. And ska has been dead for years. No one wants to listen to ska anymore. So I am the sole person that is listening to. If you go on Spotify, type in ska, I am the only person listening to them on a monthly basis. It's just who I am, and I accept it. I don't care.
I don't think I've ever heard ska.
Oh, it's so good. It's like rock, but like plus brass, and it's awesome.
Yeah, it's
all of you have played saxophones. Everyone should know ska if you've played saxophone. Unless you played some bullshit soprano sax, some little bitch sax, then it's different.
Well, there's like jazz, blues, and ska. It's pretty much.
Have you ever heard Trombone Shorty?
No.
I don't know if that's considered ska. I don't think it is. It's probably more jazz.
That's just brass, isn't it?
Well, yeah, but it's like with a beat, and it's badass. I love it.
I don't know. I thought ska had guitars in it.
It does sometimes, right? I don't even know what ska is anymore, because like at one point someone explained it to me that it was just like you said, like kind of guitar with brass, and then other people have explained it way different. So I don't even know what the genre.
It's probably
is.
like rock and roll. There's 1,000 different ones.
Like rock plus brass.
Rock or punk plus brass for the most part. Yeah.
Kyente's on the side on his computer looking at Trombone Shorty.
His genre is jazz.
Jazz.
But
I think you'd like him though. You should definitely give him a listen.
For sure. Yeah.
But
I'm excited.
but
I love discovering new music.
So last month you did a subathon.
Oh yeah. Oh god.
I heard that was pretty wild.
Yeah. It was it went on for a bit. I mean,
How many days was it?
20.
Holy cow.
So
that is a long time.
So I want to know what the first of all, the reason for the subathon, and then afterwards, like what were the I guess parameters of the subathon for it to stop, and what kept it going.
Okay, yeah. So the subathon started because so I've been a full-time streamer for many years now. How many years? I started in 2015. End of 2015 was my first like November 2015 I went full-time. So 3 years. And right before my 3 year, or right around the time we were moving, I saw a job at Streamlabs, and it looked perfect for me, and I was like, awesome. It was full time, whatever. I was like, you know what? Sometimes you got to just think ahead, and like 2018 wasn't a good year for me, like just creatively. I wasn't doing very well creatively, and I just couldn't come up with good things. I wasn't motivated, so I thought maybe it's time that this is where I say goodbye, and I kind of go into a part-time role of streaming and go full-time with a job. And so I worked there for 3 months, and after the busy season, they let me go. Thinking it was a full-time job, but they did let me go. So I was like, oh, that really sucks. Like I was kind of excited to continue on or whatever. And so I didn't, at that point, I spent those 3 months really like part-time streaming, but really looking at, the benefits of taking a step back and looking at what does work as a streamer, what doesn't. A lot of my job was actually looking at some of the top streamers. So I kind of spent 3 months looking at what they do and why it works so well, and what sets them apart from everyone else.
Right.
And it gave me so many ideas. And so for 3 months outside of working and streaming, I was just so enamored with figuring out what works and coming up with all these ideas. And all of a sudden, the second I took a step back, I started coming up with all these ideas. I was motivated again. I was creative again. And I actually had some of my best streams that year during the time I was working at Streamlabs, that I was just, because I was creative. So I was coming up with these great ideas. I started playing Forza Horizon 4, and I decided to start doing, I strapped a GoPro on me, so you could it looked like you were playing the game from my perspective.
You were in your actual vehicle. That's what it was.
Basically, because I have like the steering wheel and the setup for it.
Nice.
So like it looked like you were driving the wheel, and it was a really cool kind of unique thing. And it was just, so I was having a blast with it. And then they let me go, and I was kind of I was actually in the middle of a stream, and my boss messaged me being like, "Can we talk?" And I was like, sure. So I was like, guys, I'll be right back. And then I like ended stream because I thought maybe I had to do some work. And he's, told me I was let go, and I was like, oh shit.
Well, ruin the mood, dude.
And then you flip the table.
Right. So I'm coming back to stream, and I'm like, what am I going to do? So I just was like, you know what? This 3 months was almost a great break away from streaming full time. It's time to go hard now. And I came back, finished the stream up, talked to Bun about it, and she was like, you need to do a subathon to celebrate this. Like, everyone's been okay with you being a part-time streamer for the past 3 months, but now it's like, come on back.
Yeah, it was like a celebration and notification of like, hey, we are back. He's full-time streaming again. If you miss the streams because he was only part-time, like, he has not fallen off the face of the earth. He's back. Let's go. And we were expecting to do a subathon for a weekend. Hopefully get the message out that he's full-time again to as many people as possible over that weekend. And then it turned into 20 days.
Yeah, turned
Joke's
into like
on you.
full. Yeah, well, and I said I'm going to do an uncapped subathon. So I've done subathons in the past. We've done subathons in the past where, I think our highest was 100 and something hours straight.
Yeah, it was like 110 hours or something like that before this. The previous
That's so
record.
wild.
This shattered that.
Yeah. So I said I'm going to do an uncapped, and I'm going to stick to that. Uncapped stream. The time will always go on, and the only problem was that there was a couple things that we've said we had to go do.
Right.
Well, also, so I work full time, and in the past, I have been okay with killing myself to help stream.
She's
And I
throwing
mean
shade
him
now.
too, right? Like, where he would be awake for 18 hours a day streaming.
Right.
I would come home from work and stream so he could sleep 6 hours, and then we would switch, and it was terrible, right? So this time we were like, no, he will stream for a weekend on Sunday night. He will end, and then we will finish the time in 12-hour streams for the rest of the time until it finishes, so that he can stretch his legs, he can get a good night's sleep, he's not keeping me up at night, I don't have to call in sick to work. Like, it was way better, way more healthy, way more sustainable.
Yeah.
And then we were able to like provide content over those 20 days that was awesome, and also was mostly him because I didn't have to come in and step in for him to sleep.
Yeah. It did work out really well that way. Like, I think the benefit of the way we did it this time, and there were a few people being like, oh, that's not really an uncapped subathon, and they can go fuck themselves. But it was like, the thing is, it's like, you can't do that 20 days because that's not possible for a human that will kill a person. Yeah. So instead, like, I mean, I've done 50-hour streams straight by myself, no breaks.
Oh, fuck.
And that
Never
was,
again.
And I said I wouldn't do it again because I banned some of my regular viewers in the following streams later that week. My body was just so angry, and anything they said.
Overtired.
Yeah, like I couldn't get enough sleep to catch up on that for like a month. So this time we were like, let's think this smart. No one generally shows up in the middle of the night when you usually stream during the day. So making it 12-hour streams, all it is allowing all of your viewers that are normally there and all these new people to come in and get to know you. And instead of you streaming overnight, because there are people who will show up in the middle of the night and you'll never see them again because you don't stream then. So it worked even better in terms of getting more content for everyone every day versus
in the time zones that you are.
Yeah, in the standard time zones that I would actually stream in. So it actually worked out really well, way better than that wasn't something we planned, but it ended up working really well, and it looked really good. So
yeah, the calculation was pretty much like, let's get the news out, and also let's not kill Kyente.
Yeah.
It ended up working out well.
Yeah, I mean, I took a day off, I think, and then I was back to streaming after that. So it was pretty good. I mean, obviously it took me a while to get back to like the full energetic self that I am, but even that, I mean, and I think you asked about what was like, how did it go that long, was more, it was all time-based. Like subathons, for those of you who don't know, subathons are every sub adds time to the counter. So
That's okay.
it's your choice. Like you can kind of do, if you want it to add 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 15 minutes, 20 minutes, whatever. If you're a small streamer, some people will do like, yeah, it'll add an hour. And of course in the tiers. So I think this one was 5, 10, and a 30 minutes. So 5 for tier 1, 10 for tier 2. And then the best bang for your buck, which is tier 3, is a half hour. So it ended up being just like people would just keep going and they just kept killing. They called it killing non-subs with money. And it was insane. Did not expect it.
As we actually just saw the previews, our emotes are being made because we unlocked a couple more slots that we haven't filled yet. So if you don't know, you unlock slots, emote slots on Twitch when you gain subscriber goals. And so we got the previews of them today, and
hell yeah,
that's
we're
exciting.
pretty excited. So hopefully by the end of this week, hopefully by the time we go to PAX South, they'll be updated.
Is it Kyente's butt?
There are 3 new bunny emotes, and there's a cartoon version of me. Because Kyente has one of his face and one cartoon version of himself now, and we have 2 of just like a photo of me. So we're gonna change one of the photos of me to a cartoon version of me doing the Poggers emote.
Yeah.
Oh, so sweet.
I'm very excited for it. I don't know. It actually just happened. I kind of forgot that we had emote slots still open. And I went to like update one of my Christmas emotes to the regular one on stream. And I was like, oh, we have extra emote slots. And everyone worked out really well.
That's awesome.
Yeah, that's great.
I believe how I got to say, like, I mean, that subathon was insane. The support was insane. Like, I mean, I haven't done a subathon since the gift subbing thing happened. So I didn't expect this. Like, it was insanity. But like, I mean, my channel and my community has been, our community has been so insanely supportive of us and my choice to be a full-time streamer. I mean, they were the ones who requested me start a Patreon back when I wasn't a partner and affiliates wasn't a thing on Twitch. So, I mean, they started that. That was in 2015. It took me a year being a full-time streamer before I got partnered. And that was purely off of the support of the community that allowed me to do it. I mean, obviously still, but they chose to use a third-party website just so I could be a full-time streamer earlier than being a partner.
And they're so excited to have you back full-time.
Yeah, they are. They're so wonderful.
Yeah, that's really awesome, and you definitely deserve it, man. Like I truly like I said, true variety streamer, new slogan.
Yeah, no, I'm pretty sure I wrote it on one of my things that I did a panel for. Said I'm a true variety streamer. And I stand by that. I love it.
Yeah, that should honestly be your new slogan. I love it.
My current one is the golden butthole. So
the golden butthole, dude.
All right. I think it's actually. I was just gonna say, go ahead. I mean, go ahead and finish.
I don't even know what my slogan would be other than just. I have names.
I like that you just called it the golden butthole.
Well, I didn't know. My banner, I think, is the golden face, and that was just something I made up because I thought it'd be funny. And then I hated it immediately afterwards.
I think
we
gotta switch it to true variety.
Yeah.
And then in brackets, I never know what the fuck I'm doing.
That would be great.
Thank you guys so much for this delicious marketing and advertising.
That's what we're here for.
Oh man. All right, well, we're getting close to an hour, so I'm going to go into our last segment here to start closing things out, which is our random question of the day.
Ooh, let's go.
So I thought of this one all by myself, so
I'm really proud of you.
With it. Thank you so much, man.
He normally comes to me 5 minutes before the episode. Dude, I need a random question. I'm like, all right. And then he doesn't like anything that I say. He shoots them all down. So I just stopped saying them.
Oh, man. I relate to that.
Yeah, you relate that so much. I shoot down. You have the best ideas, and I will shoot it down, and you'll be like, and then as soon as someone else says it, I'll be like, oh, I love that idea.
Yeah. Okay, get us with it.
All right. What is a myth that you thought was real from childhood that people told you? Like that you believed into adulthood?
How about I mean, this isn't technically the answer to it, but you should ask Bun how tall penguins are. Or how
wait.
No. Oh my god! I thought the tuna were tiny. I didn't know
she thought tuna was the size of a sardine.
I didn't know that they could. Oh my god, they're bigger. Oh my god, they're like the size of a car. Like I don't get it. They're and penguins. I thought that penguins were like 7 feet tall.
This isn't like when she was a kid.
No, like I thought they were.
We were together when you found that out.
Yeah,
this was like 6 months ago.
In recent years, I found out that penguins are not 7 feet tall.
During my stream, when I started streaming. So within the past 4 years, you found that out.
Yeah. Yeah. In my defense,
but
I don't meet a lot of penguins.
We got to change that. So the question was, that it was, what myth that you believed in?
Like what's a myth that you were told during childhood that's just not true? Like you thought it was real, and you probably like still may into adulthood, but at some point you were like, wait, what the hell?
So like Santa Claus?
Like, okay, this is mine. I was told when I was little that, or not, I guess when I was a teenager, I was told that reading on my computer screen in the dark hurts my eyes and like makes my eyesight worse.
Oh yeah.
But that's actually proven true, or proven false. That's not real. Like that's not a real thing. But I was told that when I was younger. So like, it's just one of those things. Like, being out in the cold doesn't mean that you're more prone to getting a cold. It's like
it's a virus.
Right, it's a virus. Right. Like it's completely separate from that. So it's like little things like that. Like what's something that you were told kind of as a child that?
Oh God, so many things. It's like I mean this is great. Late in the podcast, we're gonna start getting into my religious upbringing. But like I went to a private school, so basically everything I was told was there was no like full proof of. And so like anything everyone told me, just everything was a sin and I'm a horrible human, and I'm going to burn in hell.
You believe that for a long time?
For forever, yeah, for the longest time. I mean, I am not religious anymore. The private Christian schools beat that out of me, but
they have a way of doing that for sure.
They're so good at not in religion.
Dude, I ran into more druggies and terrible people at the private Christian school I went to than the 1,500 person school I went to before that. Like it was insane.
Yeah. Oh yeah, the amount of drugs in Christian schools.
It's like
private Christian schools is insane.
It's just where they send the people that got kicked out of public school and they can't go to any of the other nice schools that are private, so they send them to Christian schools.
You're 100% right. Also, I have an answer. I figured it out.
Okay.
It's gonna be that video games, you can't do anything with video games.
Oh,
that was literally what I've been told my entire life by every single person, and I played video games anyways, and everyone said, your life's gonna go nowhere if you just sit there playing video games. Well, look at me now.
Yeah, fuck them now.
Skinner. I don't know. I don't know.
Fuck you, Dad.
Yeah, take that, Mom.
I feel like I don't really have any myth other than like my brain told me that penguins are tall and they're not, and like also my brain told me that tuna is small and they're not. But okay, I will say this isn't really a myth, but I remember seeing a commercial as a kid for the Mulan, like the princess.
Yes.
Okay, so Mulan has a Barbie version, and in the movie she cuts her hair off, right?
Right.
So that she can be in the army, so that she could pass as a dude. And the doll, you could like cut her hair and then push a button on her back, and then the hair would grow back. And I thought that if I cut her hair, that it would just always grow back. And I didn't realize that eventually it would stop.
That's the best thing ever.
So that's my B.
You were probably mortified.
It stopped growing.
I was like, Mom, it's broken. She's like, you're an idiot, kid. It's like, dang it.
So this one's a little bit more R-rated, but not at the same time. but my parents always used to tell me, if you masturbate, it's gonna end up hanging down to the floor. And so, yeah, because they're like trying to stop you from doing it. I was like, why would that make you stop? You would just continue doing it more and more and more, trying to get it to go to the floor. Like, that was my...
Yeah, like, are you telling me that if I keep masturbating, my dick's gonna get longer?
Exactly.
Like, tip. I'm so excited.
Oh my
God.
God.
I was like, man, I'm gonna have to double up because it's not working very fast. Like, we need to make this work faster. But yeah, I found out that's false.
Oh, that's amazing.
Very good.
That's mine.
Heartbreaking,
dude. When I realized they lied to me, I was so sad. So,
all right, guys. Well, I had a ton of fun.
It was a blast.
That was super
This was
fun.
awesome. Thank you so much for having us.
No problem at all. If people want to follow you guys or watch the stream or anything like that, what are some plugs they can reach you at?
For me, it's at Kyente, so have fun spelling that. And no, at Kyente basically on everything. If you Google Kyente, I come up because it's not common.
Kyente.
That's how you spell Kyente. Yeah, it's like the wine, except not spelt the same and at all. It's so different. So enjoy. But you could probably figure it out. It's yeah.
Damn it, mine is Bunheadwhat. Follow me on Twitter. I have an Instagram. I don't stream, but follow Kyente, and sometimes I'm on there, and I'm usually in chat.
Follow me on Instagram too. I've posted a picture a couple times. I'm trying to post more, but I struggle.
Yeah,
I don't do anything. I sit in this apartment. No one wants to watch. No one wants to see my face in the same wall 100 times.
I don't understand Instagram either, so don't feel bad.
There you go.
All right. Well, I will have all those in the show notes. And other than that, we will see you guys next week.
Goodbye.
Bye.
Hey, you. Yes, you. Thank you so much for listening to the episode. I hope you enjoyed it, and even if you didn't, we would love to hear your feedback, which can be sent to coldonepodcast@gmail.com or leave us a review on iTunes. It helps us gauge how we can make this podcast better for your enjoyment. If you would like to contact us, you can do that through our email or follow us on social media, which is at Cold One Podcast for Twitter and Facebook. We are now on Spotify as well as most podcast apps in existence, but if you prefer to listen to it online, head on over to our website, actionsperminute.net, for the latest episodes, a link to the APM Network Discord, or to check out any of our APM sponsored streamers. And lastly, if you like what we do, tell your friends and spread the good word. Thank you again, and remember, don't drink